Welcome back to Savanna Techie. My name is Rafael Ndwiga and I'm your host. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe, like our videos, and share them with your peers. This is the second video in the Unix shell Unix shell series. In the first video, we went through basic navigation commands. We looked at the difference between Unix shell and what shell scripting is. And then we went through a couple of the commands here. Okay. And then, yeah. So that's what we did. Now, forging ahead, this video is dedicated to file and directory management. Okay, file and directory management. So here we'll be looking at how to list files and directories. We've already seen that one using the ls command, but the ls has more options that we'll look into. How to display content of files using cat and ls commands. How to create a file or a directory using commands such as mkdir, touch, and also being able to create the files using text editors. We also look at how to remove a file or directory using commands such as rm and rmdir. We also look at how to move or copy a file or directories using commands such as cp and mv. And one thing you need to know and understand is that for each of these particular commands, they have what we call base behavior. So what do I mean by base behavior? Base behavior is a behavior that the command does without when you don't offer arguments or options to it. For example, if you just issue the command ls, it will list the files in the current directory. So that is basic behavior. Basic behavior is listing files in the current directory. But if you use the command ls -1, then not only will it list the files in the current directories, but it will list them with new lines. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. Now to get us started, let me share my console. So the console is what I use to access the Linux shell with, and we'll continue where we left. Now we left as we had issued. Let me clear. Okay, so I told you that to be able to clear the content of the screen, just type the command clear, then hit enter, and then to clear the screen like you've just seen. So let me list the files that we're using. So ls command lists the current files. And then we have seen that for files, if you want to get a description of what the file contain, then using the command file and then the file name, hit enter, it will tell you what that particular file, what kind of the data that particular file contains. And then we left it when we are using the command less. So we use less and then hit enter, the file name, and then hit enter. And you can see the less command displays the content of the file itself. So on your keyboard, you can use the arrow keys to navigate downwards, or you can use the command keys to download to navigate the same way. So like for example, you can see I'm pressing K to go up, Here you can see at the bottom right of your screen, you can be able to see what key I'm currently pressing. So to go down, you can see I'm pressing J. Okay. Also, I can press the arrow key to go downwards. So now, when you are navigating using the less command, you can also use on your keyboard the page down. Okay, the page down will scroll. The page down will scroll forward. Okay, to the next page, and use the key page up. So what the page up will do is that it will scroll backwards. So we have seen that you can be able to use the arrow down, arrow up. Okay, you can also use G to go to the next line. Okay, and once you reach the end of the file, you will be indicated for end. So to quit less on your keyboard, just press Q, and you'll have quit the displaying of that particular content file. Now, when working with files and directories, when working with files and directories, you can use what you call special characters. Okay, so you can use what we call special characters. So special characters are special characters in Linux. They do a certain job each. They make your work. They're meant to make your work easier. So you may find that in some cases, if let's say you're taking a test on Unix, you may be told don't use special characters. So special characters, for example, we have the asterisk. So this is how the asterisk is, the one that is in bold, and say it's called an asterisk or a star, and is used for regular expression. So you can say when you say, for example, in a directory select everything, you can use select star. So it's actually that is in SQL. So if you see you're running, you want to get all the records in a particular file directory, you use the star. Star basically means everything. And then you have the tick, single quote. It is used for literal strings. We have the full stop or the dot. It is used to denote the current directory. Okay, and then we have the dollar sign. The dollar sign is used to denote a variable or representation at the end of the line. We have the backslash. Backslash is used for macros and literals in this way that you can use a backslash to escape another special character that might be executed. So if you don't want that need to be executed, you use a backslash. And also a backslash can be used when you're combining double quotes or single quotes in the same character. And then you have the forward slash is used to search command or directory. Yeah, it's used to search command, and this is used as a directory delimiter. Okay. Then we have the exclamation mark, also called the bang. So although I've been calling it exclamation mark, but it's technically called a bang. So it's used for command history and negation. So command history, we have seen that if you wanted to run one of the previous commands, then you lose the bang sign. So from here to the rest of the videos, you may hear me calling the bang sign. So just know it's the exclamation mark. And then we have what we call the pipe. So it's used to command pipe. So it's basically used to stream to the output of one command and then to be used in another command. So it's more like a pipe. So getting the content from one command to the next command. So we'll have a look at that one. And then the underscore or under is used like a substitution for, rather than using a space, for example, in naming files, and say you have a file named Savanna Techie. So you, rather than just having the space, you can substitute the space with the underscore. And then we have the backtick. Okay, so backtick is used for substitution of command. Then we have the double quotes. Is used for semi-literal strings. Then we have the curly braces. Curly braces is used for ranges. So when you want to create a range, then use the curly braces. That is, and also is used to create a block of statements. Then we have the caret. The caret, you may also know it as a power sign. So the caret is used to denote the start of a line and also for negation. Then we have the square braces, the squares, the brackets. I like call them square brackets just to give the difference between the square brackets, the squareness, and the curly braces. So the square brackets also used for ranges. And then we have the squiggle or the tiled. So the squiggle tiled is used as a directory shortcut. In the previous tutorial, on the previous video in this series, we used the squiggle character, the tiled character to cd or to move our present working directory to the home working directory. So you can be able to use that one to go directly to the home working directory. And then we have the hash or the pound sign. Is used for preprocessors, comments, and substitution. So we will use most of these particular special characters when you're writing shell scripts. Okay. So now to get started with the file and directory management commands, okay, we will start with the ls. We have already seen it, but let's just start with it again. So ls, give me a moment. Okay, so the ls command is used for viewing text files. And apart from viewing them, you can able to use them for you can also to use it for listing. Now ls has a couple of options. Okay, so if I did ls here, you can see it lists the items in the current working directory. And then if I use the ls then -l elongated, so what it does, it gives a prolonged output. Okay, so when you just do ls, it gives a short output. And then if you use ls-l, it gives you a prolonged output. By prolonged output is that the content has the output of ls has more data. So like for example, it tells me who's the user who modified this particular file. It has the element of timestamp and the permissions associated with with each and every file. So if you want to get more details about the files currently directories on your PW on the present working directory, PWD give the present working directory, then use the ls-l. It gives you to get to the particular data. Now, let's say you want to issue the command ls lt and then reverse. Okay, sorry, not ld, lt. Now, when you issue the command ls-l, okay, it will list the files, and the listing that it will do them in assorted order, okay, from in alpha, almost like in alphabetical order. But you can also sort sort this particular listed files by using the timestamp or the modification time. To do that one, you can use the command ls-lt. Okay, so we have seen that the first option, L, it gives you the long version of the output, and then T, it means sort. Okay, that's in terms of the seconds. And then if I just hit it like that, then it will give me that particular it will list the items when they are sorted based on the time when they were created. Okay, but if I now issue the option reverse, okay, if I issue the option reverse, then what will happen is that it will reverse the order of output. So you can see when you did lt, wine was the first file, then ksnip, and then working Emacs. But now when you issued reverse, the hyphen reverse, the order was reversed. So now we have the working the file working with Emacs as being the first one, and then you have the ksnip, and then you have the wine file. So you can see that you can be able to order using the time modification time, and also you can be able to reverse that particular order. Okay. Now, apart from, so we talked about default behavior. So default behavior of ls, let me clear my screen by clear. One of the default behavior of ls is that it will display, it will produce a list of all files starting with files that have proper names. Okay, so that does not mean that that these are all the files that are currently in this directory. There are also files that are hidden. So how do you know files that are currently hidden in the directory? So for that one, then you use the command ls-a. Okay, so you use the command ls-a. You can see right now it has added 2 additional entries, of which is dot and dot dot. So that means that we have hidden files or hidden directories in this particular folder. And also the option A also can also take the long option -L. If you do the same one, then you can be able to see the same result set having been being displayed. So you might be wondering now, in what particular case will you be able to use this command? So if you're working with Git, what Git does when you issue the command git clone is that it also creates a hidden directory. What do I mean? So let me go cd back here to learning. Okay, and I have this. This is a Git repository. So cd to Savanna. Okay, and I do ls. When I do ls, it just has a readme file. So I can do like the content of this particular readme file by just doing just cut. Say it's a Savanna tutorial. But now we can see that when you do just ls and even L to just list that particular file. But if I did issue the command ls -a, you can see there are 3 hidden directories. Okay, so there's also a git directory. So I can actually do issue now the command when I know that the directory exists there. I can even navigate inside by doing cd.git. Okay, and I do ls. Now I'm able to see the files, the files that are being hidden. I can go back, okay, and issue the command when you have ls -a, can issue the command ls, then ls -a l, -l, and then .git to list the command. So I don't need to actually be in this particular folder .git to list its file content. So I can actually basically list them that way. So that's about being able to use the ls command. Now now the next thing that we are looking at, we look at the cp command. So we have already done cp command, and let me go back to shell. Okay, now the default behavior of cp command is to copy files, directories, and files. Okay, let me create a directory using the command mkdir. Okay, and I can say here is teaching. Okay, I can use the command cp. Okay, and then I want to copy this file working with Emacs, that one, to this directory. So I can use the command cp, and then working with Emacs, okay, and then the directory name teaching. And you can see that you can see that the directory name, when you just issued the command, when you select the directory name, you can see it has been suffixed with a / to indicate that it's a directory. When you hit enter, and then we do ls -l, and then teaching, you can see, oh sorry, it was -l, teaching. You can see that the file was copied there successfully. Now let me clear issue ls again. Let me remove that directory. So let me remove rm, then -r, meaning recursive, option r, -r, meaning recursive, and then teaching. Okay, so I have removed that directory called teaching. Now, supposing we want to copy multiple files in the same to a directory. So let me create a directory using the command mkdir, and then say we call it Savanna. So directory is Savanna. Can use the command cp, and then wine to copy, now indicating that I want to copy this particular file wine, and then working with Emacs, okay, and then Savanna. Okay, and then I hit enter. If I do ls -l, and then the directory that we created, Savanna, and do listing, you can see that within this single command, it has copied the files, this particular file 1 and the second file into the directory. Okay, now you can also use the cp command so what happens when you can be able to use the cp command with option A. So option A basically means to, let me do this, ls -l. Okay, so when you issue the command with option A or archive, it's used to copy the directories and files and their entire attributes, including the permissions and ownership. Now, you can also use the command cp -u is used when you are u means update. It's used when you're copying files from one directory to another, and you are copying files that do not exist, or new files to the files in the destination directory. Then also an option V. So let me just do man. So the man command and then cp, just to get these are the additional options that are currently there. So you can see we have for backup, then we have F for false, we have prompt, we have a number, the number of commands that you can be able to work with. Now, one thing you need to note about using the cp command is that when you're using the cp command to copy one file to another particular file to another directory, it will copy if at all the file does not exist in the directory, it will copy that file to that directory. If the file does not exist, and if the file exists with that particular file, and if that particular file exists, what it will do is that it will overwrite an existing file. What do I mean? So let me do ls, okay, and then let me go to the Savanna directory that we just created here. Okay, let me remove the wine file, the file wine, and then we have the file working with Emacs. Okay, if I was to do less working with Emacs, you can see it has a lot of content. Okay, let me exit by pressing Q. Now, let's create a new directory, and the directory and talk about, we call it copy. We call it the directory is called Techie. Okay, and then we copy the file working with Emacs to the directory Techie. So use the command cp, and then working with that one, and then what we do, we copy to the directory Techie. So we can list ls-l and then Techie to list the file that you have copied there. Now let's go to that particular directory called Techie, and then read the file content. The content is use the command less, and then working with Techie, you can see the file content. Okay, now let's go back to the parent directory, which happens to be Savanna. Okay, and let's update this content here, the content in this particular file. So to do that, I will pipe some characters in this particular file, and I'll say echo, and then testing content update. Okay, and then that, and then the output, sorry, this is echo, so it has to be this has to be a H there, and then we use the command working with we are updating the content in this particular file. So hit enter, and now if you are to do less working with the editor, sorry, that one didn't is it the same one? Okay, let's just update it the old-fashioned way. I'll just copy this file name, copy, then I'll remove it. First of all, remove rf working is not there, and then I'll do touch. I'll get that particular file. So we have that particular file there. If we listed the files in the Techie directory -ls l and then Techie, we can see there's another file there. Now what I can do clear. Okay. If you are to do less, and we are accessing the file in Techie and working with Emacs, we can see the content that is there. But if you do less and then working with Emacs, you can see on our current directory, the file that is in our current directory does not have any content. Okay, this file does not have content. So if I was to do CP, okay, and then working with Emacs, and then issue, and then I copy to Techie, hit enter, and then I do less, then Techie, and then working with Emacs, you can see what has happened is that it has gone ahead and overwritten the content on the destination file. So you need to be very careful. So when you're doing CP, be careful about the content, the updates that you are doing on. Actually, be careful on the app when you're doing issuing the CP command while copying copying files, because if not the file exists with the same name, okay, and know that the names are the characters are Linux is case sensitive. So if at all you're copying files, the same files in that directory, it will go and override those particular files if they exist. If they don't exist, it will create them. Now, how do you safely go about copying? The best way to go about it is to use the option -I to mean interactive. So -I will do we'll start it now. We start the copying process in interactive fashion. So what do I mean? So let's go back. Let's delete this one, RM working with the text editor, and then also remove the file in Techie, that file. Okay, so if I do ls and then Techie, you can see it doesn't have content there. Now let's go to the parent directory and do ls and then copy this file, because that's the one that we have been using for this particular use case. So I'll do cp and then copy it to the Savanna directory. Oh, sorry, I'll do cp, then working with Emacs and copy it to Savanna. Okay, and then also let me copy the WineHQ HQ keys, copy them there, navigate to the Savanna directory, do ls. Okay, you can able to see the file that we have here. So we have just basically plainly used cp. Let's repeat the same process and just copy this file working with Emacs to the directory Techie. So if you do ls and then the directory name, you can see it doesn't have any files there. So if I do cp and then working with the Emacs and then issue the directory, okay, and then I do ls Techie, you can see the file there. Now, previously we saw that if you just do cp and the file already exists, it will overwrite the content of that particular file. So how do we safely invoke the command cp? To do that, use the command cp, okay, and then -I, okay, and then let me first of all just list the files themselves for clarity. Let me clear, and then we have ls. So can use the command cp -I, meaning we want to go in to copy in an interactive fashion, and then I want to copy the WineHQ and working with that one, and I want to copy these two files to the Techie directory. So if I hit enter, you can see it tells me cp overwrite. So it's asking, do you want to overwrite this file? Okay, because it has found a file, it has found the file we want to copy in that destination directory. So it asks us, do you want to overwrite it? So I'll just hit no, and I hit no. What will happen is that it will not overwrite that particular file. So that means that it won't copy the current file. It won't copy this. it won't copy this. But if I did ls and then Techie, yes, and Techie, you can see that it copied this file in the Techie directory, but it didn't recopy this one again. So that's how to avoid. That's what you can be able to use to override to using the -i interactive mode. You can use it to not overwrite an existing file. Now, another interesting bit is the use of wild characters. Okay, so we talked about using the wild character, the star. The star is a star is a wild character. So we can copy. So far we have seen copying file by file, but what we wanted just to copy everything. So here we have this. We have these particular files. So let me first of all remove the directory Techie. So you can see if I issue the command rm, it can just remove it. It's a directory. But if I use rm, and then I want to delete everything that is -r recursively, and then Techie, it will delete that particular directory together with its content. So now let's go back. So you can see the directory Savanna has this content. Okay, so let's go back to the parent directory, which happens to be shell. This is the parent directory, which happens to be shell. So I use cd full stop. Now I do ls. Okay, so if I do ls, then Savanna, okay, can able to see the content currently in Savanna. So supposing that we recreate the Techie directory, so we use the command mkdir Techie, okay, there, and if you use the command ls and then Techie, because it doesn't have content. So supposing we want to copy this content that is in Techie to this other, we want to copy this content that is in Savanna to the directory named Techie. So how do you go about that? So what you do is the command cp, okay, and then the directory name. So which directory do you want to copy content from? So we want to copy content from the Savanna directory, okay, and then after this forward slash that indicates the directory, we'll add the we'll add the star special character, this, okay, to indicate that we want to copy everything from there, and we want to copy it to the Techie directory. So if I hit enter and then I do ls and then Techie, you can see that the content has been copied there. So you can see that you can able to use cp to copy files or files from one directory to another directory. We can also to go to interactive mode to interactive mode to be able to select whether to overwrite an existing file or not. Now let's go to the Savanna directory, cd Savanna, okay, and let's say this name is too long, okay. So if I want to rename, so if I want to be able to rename a directory, we can use the command mv, the mv command, mv. So the mv Linux command performs movement and renaming of files based on how the user uses it. So the mv is basically used the same way that you'll be able to use the cp command. So for example, you can be able to use the command mv, say working directory, working with the Emacs, and I want to rename it to Emacs, Emacs tutorial dot txt. and I do ls, you can see the file has been renamed. Now, the other thing, we have said that you can use mv to move. Okay, you can be able to use mv to move or to rename. And we will say that just like cp command, mv comes with different options. So you can be able, so you have mv. So that means by default, when you issue the command mv, move files from one directory to another directory, and the files already exist there, they will be overwritten. Okay, and if at all the file does not exist, then that particular file will be added there. And if at all you want to use to not overwrite existing files or directories, then same case as we have done with ls command, then use the option -i. So -i allows us to go to on interactive mode. So in short, all the options that we have used with the ls command, we can also use the same options or arguments with the mv command. Now, we have seen that I've been using also the rm command, the remove command. Rm basically means remove. So the rm command is used for removing or deleting directories and files. One thing you need to note is that when you delete something using the rm command, you will never get it back. So it's not the same way you can do with on your PC. You delete a file and you can find, and then once you navigate to your bin, you can go to find that particular files there. No, with rm assumes that you have removed the file on purpose, and it doesn't give it back to you. So when you're deleting, so you should be careful. You should be careful when you're using it. So let's say you want to delete HTML files in some directory, and you are using wildcards to run the rm command. You should first of all test the wildcard with the ls command to see the content of the files you are going to remove from that particular folder. Okay. Yeah. So when yeah, so that's about. So you can use a combination of the rm commands with mv. So for example, if you use the command option r, recursive, r basically means recursive. It's going to delete the directories recursively. So this means that if the directory you want to delete has subdirectories, it will delete them as well. So we have seen like let me go cd, then go back, and then ls, and I tried deleting rm. If I tried deleting the directory Savanna, it will refuse. Tells me that it's that is a directory. Okay, and then if I use the command mv and then Savanna, okay, mv Savanna, Savanna, and then we say I want you to go to Coco. So cd, so we do ls Savanna, sorry, we no longer have Coco, we no longer have survival, so we have Coco cd, so ls Coco. You can see the files that are there. So if you want to say now remove we want to remove the folder, the directory coco, then we can use the command rm and then r to indicate recursive, and then the folder name. So what it will happen is that it will delete the folder together with the content. Another commands we can be able to use. So let's say we want to do ls and then take it, see whether it has content. You can see it has content, and we want to remove this particular folder called Techie. You can use the command rm dir Techie, and you can see it will fail to remove Techie because the directory is not empty. So let's see the options that this particular command has. So I can say man and then rmdir to see the man page of that one. We can see the remove empty directories. Okay. Can also remove parent directory and ancestors, viva boss. Yeah. So basically, we can't use rmdir to delete a directory that has content. But if you was to create create an empty directory, for example, mkdir, and then we create the folder Savanna, okay, and do ls Savanna because it doesn't have any content. If we use the command rmdir Savanna, you can see the folder has the directory has been deleted. So in cases whereby you do not want to, you have a bunch of collection of folders and whatnot, and you don't want to delete folders that have content, that have directories, subdirectories, or even just have files, then the safest command to use is rmdir, because rmdir it will just delete the file that the file that the file that the folder the directory that's just empty. Okay. Now the other ways that we can, the options that we can able to use, we already seen that for rm we have seen how option f the option f r does. So R means that the option R is recursive. Okay. Now, supposing you just want to delete it in interactive mode. So that is you want to tell the, okay, just let me confirm first of all if you want to delete a particular file. So what do I mean? So I can say if I issue the command rm, okay, -i, okay, and I use the asterisk or the star, a special character, and I hit enter. So it will ask me remove regular file, that one. And no, I don't want to delete. So hit enter, no, and then it tells me that it cannot delete the Techie goes in the directory, and then it asks me, do you want to delete this other file? I will say yes. So to say confirm yes, I will type y, then hit enter, and then do you want to remove this particular file? I've changed my mind, so n, hit enter. Now if I do ls, you can see the file that we confirmed for deletion, that is winehq.key, is only one that has been deleted. So in cases whereby you just want to offer confirmation for file deletion, then you can issue the command in an interactive mode. So we have gone through a series of commands, and each of those particular commands have some let's call them mysterious options or arguments. So how do you get familiar with with each and every command and what it does? Like, yes, if I type the command ls, okay, it just lists. But you know that in Linux, each command is a file. It's a file somewhere. So if you want to know more about if you want to basically display the type of command that shell is going to execute, okay, so if you want to display that command that the shell is going to execute, there's a command for that, and that command is called type. So if I use the command type and then ls, okay, you can say ls is aliased to auto color. Now, another command we've been working on, we'll be working with is is rm. So type then rm. You can see that rm is hashed on, and this is where this is the file that will be executed. So in the next video, we'll be looking at what the kind of type of the commands that we are using, and more on how to look at help, how to summarize the content in the man pages, and what and each of the commands themselves are all about, and some bits of tips and tricks, and also also about the auto completion. So if you have enjoyed the video, kindly subscribe, like it, and share it with your peers. That's all for now.